Hello. How's everyone doing out there? Oh boy, here we go. I'm excited. But I'm even more excited because Amy made a very favorite dish of mine. I call it the best friend hot dog, but because she made it.
It's better than the best friend.
Yeah. Okay, who's been to Los Angeles? I'm a native Angelino, guys. I'm from Los Angeles County. And oh boy. You guys ever go down to like the Pantages or a museum down there and hang out? And you walk out and you're starving and it's like 11 o'clock at night and you see all those dudes with the carts. And so making best friend hot dogs, and they're so good. I'm going to wait a few minutes, but can you guys hear me okay? Oh. You guys out there, hello. Can you hear me? Awesome. What's up, Maya? Hey, Stacy. Oh, I'm so excited to paint this. This is such a rad piece. Hi, Erica. Awesome. I'll wait a few more minutes, but you guys don't mind if I eat my best friend hot dogs right now, do you? Because they're bomb. They are so good. I'm excited. I'm going to eat them off screen. I'm going to wait just a few minutes for everybody to jump on. Hey, Alicia. We'll wait a few minutes. Are you guys excited to paint this piece? This is a really cool piece. I love the colors. I love red skies. In fact, our children's books, Jack and the Pirate Attack, I like signing them Fair Winds and Red Skies. So, red skies at night, sailor's delight, right? So, we'll get some red skies here. Hey, Roberto. Awesome. Riley's ready to paint. Michelle's ready to paint. Awesome. Kayla and Candace, how are you guys doing? I saw your awesome setup. You guys are ready to paint, hang out, sip on some nice, awesome beverages on a Friday night. And I'm still eating my best friend hot dogs, followed by some Tums. Awesome. I'm a sucker for that. Street dogs, they call them street dogs, but I call them the best friend hot dogs because they're your best friend when you walk out of a concert, Hollywood, walking around Los Angeles. These guys are all serving it up in the carts out there. Super awesome. Oh. On the hot dogs, it's applewood smoked bacon, green peppers, yellow peppers, red peppers, onions, ketchup, mustard, a little bit of mayo, and a lot of love. And those are pretty awesome. Hey, Kim. Kim's ready to paint. I'm excited. I'll just wait a few more minutes, you guys. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody because I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this one. So, and while you're doing that, I'm going to take another bite of my best friend hot dog. Hey, Leah. Leah's on right now. Leah's amazing. Oh my gosh. Leah's like a master painter, and she's fourth grade, I believe. Leah, are you in the fourth grade? You're in the fourth grade, right, Leah? I told her she's going to do circles around me by the time she's in middle school. She's amazing. I've given her lessons before, and great family. So she's an awesome student. She listens to everything I say. Well, mostly everything. Fifth grade. Sorry, Leah. I don't want you to grow up. That's the problem. How's everybody else doing out there? Alicia, you're in third grade? No, you're not. I thought you graduated with Amy. Oh, now you're hungry, huh, Roberto? All right, about 2 more minutes and then we'll start painting. In the meantime, what you guys want to do, these are the colors we're going to be using. Caesar, Heidi. Oh, you guys have stuff, Heidi? You guys have stuff to paint? One more bite and then we're going to start, okay? Oh, whoa. Perfect. All right. I've got about 36 people on. Sorry, guys. I got to take one more bite, I promise, and then we'll go ahead and get going, okay? I can't. I'm sorry. I cannot turn this down right now. How do you get acrylic paint off clothes? Are you ready for this? You can't. If you got it on your clothes like right now, I don't know what you're wearing. Hopefully it's not your pants. You got to take them off like immediately and get water on it as fast as you can and just start scraping it with your nail to get it out. But just leave it on your clothes. I mean, you got to see half of my clothes are covered in acrylic paint. So people know. I mean, look at my hands. You guys can see my hands. I scrub them with pumice and stuff, but I just leave it in there. I don't care. It's part of my life. The paint is part of me now. Does that make sense? I'm sorry, Jessica. You got paint on your clothes though. But no one's gonna see it anyways, right? You're in quarantine, so we're all good. All right. If you guys have aprons, you could wear aprons. I normally don't wear aprons. When I do my live paint parties, or like not my virtual ones I'm doing now, you guys will see me. I'll wear a black apron, but generally, I don't really wear an apron when I paint. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Okay, you guys, are you ready? We're going to go ahead and begin. These are the colors we're going to be using. If you don't have these colors yet, you can improvise and use whatever colors you want. Okay, ultimately, here's a smaller version of this here. This is what we're painting tonight. You can use whatever colors though. I want everyone to have fun. So we did a painting with the umbrella next Thursday. What is next Thursday? I don't even keep track of the days anymore. The 24th. Oh no, 23rd. April 23rd. on Thursday, we are doing a paint night for the kiddos. And I will announce the painting on Monday because I'm mixing and matching a few different elements from the movie. And we will be painting something Harry Potter. Okay, so in the meantime, for this painting, and probably for most of the paintings that I do, we're just going to be using these colors right here. These are the basic colors, your white, black, your blue, red, and yellow. I'm going to teach you how to mix colors. Of course, this makes purple when you mix the two together. This makes orange. This makes pink. You could even add a little black into your blue when you're painting skies, and that looks pretty awesome too. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, if you don't have these colors and you have different colors, it's totally fine. You guys can paint, you guys can improvise. You guys could even add things. You don't have to paint exactly what I'm painting. I'm just guiding you. I'm a reference. Remember, I tell you guys that all the time. I am a reference. If you decide to veer off and do your own thing, that's cool. Go for it. Have fun with this. Like, if you want to add birds in the background, go for it. If you want to add more trees than I do, go for it. That's awesome. So you guys are hungry for hot dogs now. Before I start painting, now that we're about to, we got, I think we got everybody on here that I wanted to get on here. Before we start painting, I wanted to give a couple of quick shout outs. First off, little Matt, his birthday was yesterday. I want to say happy birthday to him. He's an awesome kid. I've subbed for him before. Jennifer and Hector are amazing parents, and they're great members of the community that do a lot for the schools. So just wanted to give Matt a birthday shout out. Happy birthday, dude. His birthday was yesterday. And Caden's birthday is tonight. So Caden is 12 years old, and he's celebrating his birthday tonight with us. And I think that's awesome. Like, I'm super excited about that. So I think it's neat. Everyone's kind of making the best of this, and they're celebrating their birthdays and just doing the whole virtual thing. And, nothing we can do about it right now. We're just making the best of it, and everybody's doing an awesome job. Second of all, or third of all, before we actually start throwing some paint on this canvas, I want to say thank you to everybody who helped us out yesterday. We actually had a lot of people reach out, and as you know, Amy and I ordered tons of supplies. We made all these really neat kits for the kiddos, and we were kind of sinking a little bit, and I didn't realize we needed a bigger boat. And we gave out about 25 kits yesterday, and I was giving out my personal brushes, my own supplies, which I totally don't mind, especially if it's for the kids or my students, which I love very, very much. I think that's rad that a lot of folks stepped up and said, "Hey, we want to donate some money," and I didn't want any money for me for doing this, but if you guys wanted to, I totally thought that was awesome that some of you said, "Hey, at least let us give you a donation for supplies." And 100% of my proceeds are going actually towards canvases. I got a new set of brushes coming in for the kids. I think Amy and I ordered, like 30 or 40 more brushes. I ordered more paint. It's stuff, it adds up after a while. So normally a big container of paint that I get will last me about a year with my paintings. I almost blew through that whole thing yesterday just making kits, which is really neat because I want to see the kids busy. I want to see them painting. I want to see you guys spending time together as a family doing fun stuff. And I want you guys to make memories. Just make the best of this. I mean, this is a tough time, and we don't want to talk about it because it's going to kind of bum me out. But it's a real tough time right now, and we're just going to make the best of this. And we're in the 2 to 3 hours that we hang out here and that you spend with your family are going to be awesome. And I want you guys to make memories with each other and just hang out and have fun. So what's up, Ethan? Ethan's one of my students too. I'm going to be giving shout outs here every time I see my kids jump up or my friends, which you guys are all my friends anyways. But it's really neat to see my students because I really, really miss my students. And I'll see them again soon. So, are you guys ready? So we're going to start with our background. Let me move all these paints out of the way. Today's also Friday. It's Autism Awareness Day. So I'm wearing my blue. I got blue on my shirt. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all the families out there that have a loved one that has autism and all the work that you guys do to help out. I think that's rad. So anyhow, I'm going to pellet my brush and I'm going to teach you guys how to do all these cool things. I have a cup of water here and a little throwaway cup that I end up throwing away anyways. I'm not going to drink my paint water this time. I think people are getting grossed out by that and they don't appreciate it. Maybe it's a bad example. I don't know. I'm a teacher. I'm supposed to be a good example. So I'm going to be using two different brushes. I'm going to be using a flat brush. And if you have a smaller canvas, you don't have to use a brush this size. You can use one that's half this size, okay? I could probably paint these pieces with one brush because they're fun pieces. These pieces are mimicking and sort of being used as a reference towards Impressionism. Impressionist painters such as Van Gogh, Edgar Degas, Seurat, all these different painters, they use a lot of these brush strokes in their styles. I'm only going to be using this, and I'm going to be using a round brush. Okay, this is like a number 9, but again, I have a bigger canvas. Most of you guys have an 8x10 or 11x14, which this is 11x14. Don't use anything bigger than this because paint is really hard to come by right now. So, and I should know because I ordered a lot of it. So, yeah, Amy ordered a lot. Amy's here. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Amy, everybody looks forward to you. Christopher, what's up? Christopher's on the East Coast. Kim, thank you very much.
Hey
we
guys.
appreciate that. There's Amy.
I hope that you're going to paint with us next week. We're doing a Harry Potter piece, and I'm really reaching out to all the kiddos to come in and join us. It should be a lot of fun. I'm super excited. Who's saying hi to me?
Stacy.
And somebody else, Kim.
Kim.
Hi, Kim. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be painting next week.
Yes, we're super excited about that.
Not that I don't want to paint this week, but oh wait, is that Leah?
Yeah, Leah.
Oh, hi Leah. Do you
Leah.
like Harry Potter, Leah? I hope you paint with us next week. Oh yeah, Teresa. Yeah, I figured Zoe would be excited. I can't wait. I'm super excited. Who is Fusion Tide?
That's Ethan.
Oh, Ethan.
That's my student, Ethan.
Hi, Ethan. How are you? Trying to get all your screen names down.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I have to see you guys. Hi.
Okay, so are you ready? I'm going to start painting. Otherwise, people are going to start dropping off my live feed saying this guy's boring. He just talks about hot dogs and drinking his paint water. Nope, we're going to get started. Are you ready? I'm going to start with white and yellow. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to work in 3 separate layers. I'm going to work on my background, my midground, and the last thing we're going to do is my foreground. Okay, so 3 different layers. And you guys know with acrylic paint, you cannot paint over it once it's drying. You got to let it dry. This is where you guys relax and hang out. Take your time. Okay, so I have regular cup for some water. I'm going to teach you how to rinse your brushes out. Also, I want you guys to know before we start painting, don't let the paint sit in your brush a long time. If you have to get up and go use the bathroom or take a break, make sure you rinse your brush out. And I'm going to show you how to rinse your brush out now. You're going to get your cup and you're going to get your brush and you're going to gently just push the bottom of it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me hold this up here. You're going to gently paint the bottom of your cup just like this, and you're going to go back and forth. Your water's going to change, of course, and when you use it to add other paint, it's not going to affect it. If it's like black water and you're trying to paint with white, it may. Here's how you rinse your brush out, and then here's how you wring it out. You're going to gently go up against the rim of the cup, go back and forth. Now be very careful because the acrylic paints I'm using now are soft body acrylics, and I don't want to get a lot of water into them. So here's my paper towel. I'm going to get my brush and I'm just going to gently go back and forth. I've got a nice sharp edge on this, which I'm going to use for a lot of cool stuff. No, the Harry Potter painting is going to be next Thursday. Next Thursday. Okay, without further ado, are you ready? I will advertise that. If you guys are on my Facebook, look for that, or my Instagram. Instagram is ZP Publishing. So you should see that on there. Here we go. I'm going to add some white onto my plate. Also, I'm using a foam plate. You can use paper chunk up, and you don't want that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to start with some white paint, just like that. Those of you that have your kits, go for it. Open your kits up now. And I'm going to get some yellow. Also, if you got an art kit from me and from Miss Amy, please try to be sparing on the paint, because you may have enough paint for next week's painting if you have a small canvas. If you don't, I will help distribute paint next week for you guys as well. I'm going to add some yellow here. Just a little bit. I don't want a ton of yellow. Okay. And I'm going to add some red on this side. I want them far from each other. I don't want them near each other. Okay. I want them just like this. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start by mixing the red with the yellow. I'm going to put a little area right over here. I don't want to contaminate this area. I want to make a small area right here. And I'm going to add some yellow. And I want it to turn orange. Can you guys see that? I don't want to overblend. I like all these colors. I'm going to start right in the center of my canvas. Okay. And I'm going to start with a circle, but I'm going to paint over that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the brush to my advantage. I'm actually going to spin the brush, and I want you guys to not go back and forth. I want you to paint circles with your brush, just like this. Okay. Don't overblend. Okay, and you're going to keep going around and around in a circle, and I want to see all these cool layers. Look at how that just glides right over that. Okay, beautiful colors. I love it. And just keep going. And reload every so often. So see what I did? That was not good. Go all the way through. Don't stop. If you have a little spot like that, leave it. That's all good. Okay. This is going to have to be layered a few times. So don't stress about getting it all on there the first layer. Okay. The more layers in acrylic paint, the better. Here we go. I'm going to paint a second layer just like this. Now I'm going to flip my brush around and grab the rest of that paint. And I'm pushing all the way down on the brush. You notice, see how I'm pushing all the way down? It's going to open up the belly of that brush and get all that paint out of there. Okay, there's another one right there. I'm going to just go cover that up real quick. Now, I have this orangey yellow thing going on right here. I am actually going to stop because I have my little landmass that's going to be right here. Oh no, clean it up real quick, Roberto. Dump a bunch of cold water on it and just try to dab it out with a paper towel. Now, I'm going to incorporate red. I'm not going to rinse my brush out because I want this to get darker on the way out. Okay, now I'm going to continue this pattern, but now I got red on my brush. Ooh, look at that. It's so rad looking. It's awesome. And I'm going to add more pure red. And I'm going to keep going around in a circle. And you have to follow this pattern. Once you get this pattern, just stick with it and keep painting around. Okay. And I'm going to keep going around, but you know what? I want to switch this up. I want to break up this pattern. I'm going to add some of this mustardy ketchup I made right here. That does look like ketchup and mustard. And I'm eating hot dogs right now too. Interesting. All right, here we go. I want all these different colors. I want all these cool variations in the sky. I don't like solid things. I don't like things to look vectory. Look at this. All the way around, slow. Ooh, that is so cool. This is actually awesome, and it's just the first layer is the cool thing. So I'm going to stop painting this, and I'm going to pretend like I'm going all the way around, but I'm going to continue here and go up all the way around this way. Just like this. Please paint in a direction going in a circular motion, and please paint the side of your canvas. If you have a canvas panel, don't worry about it because you don't have sides. If you have one of these, please paint the sides just like that. These are ready to be hung up in your place of establishment. And I'm going to paint the top. And while all this is going on, this is drying right here because we're going to add a second layer to that. Go back over here. And I'm going to turn this to the side, grab some more paint. Paint the sides right there. You just want to cover this up. You don't care like if it has a pattern on it. You just don't want to see any white. And I'm going to finish this right over here. I want some darker red. Some pure red. All right. That's my first layer. I can still see canvas through, but guess what? It's starting to dry. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? All these different colors in there. That's pretty cool. This is called the awkward stage of painting, where you can see canvas through in certain areas and it kind of looks like it wasn't painted on properly. You have to get past that when you're acrylic painting. You go through this stage, you get past it, and then you say, oh, cool, here we go. Now it looks like the way it's supposed to look. Okay. So if you don't have a hair dryer to dry your painting, because that's the best thing to use, you could grab your piece and just kind of wave it around. Make sure you don't hit anybody in the face that's near you. No one's near me, so I'm going to wave this off screen, and I'm going to start to dry it up. Now remember, while it's drying, like this right here, I could tell is dry. I'm not going to use my finger. I'm going to use the side of my finger right here, and that's dry. I can see that this is wet, so I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to wait a few more seconds, maybe 15, 20 seconds or so for this to dry. Okay, how's everybody doing out there? Is everybody good? Awesome. I see a bunch of virtual thumbs up right now. I see you guys all doing it in your living rooms. Awesome. Yep, I see you guys. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and start painting now. More. I'm going to add a second layer. I'm going to grab some more red, put it in this little area, and grab some yellow. And I'm going to go through and do my same pattern right here. And I'm layering it. Now, the second layer you put on, you're not going to have to use as much paint. Yeah, try to go a little bit thinner on this. There's no white in here yet, Kim. We're just putting in a dark background, so don't mix any white. It's just red and yellow. We want kind of a darker orange. We want it to kind of look like that right there. You guys can see that. Okay, and I'm just going to go back around. This is our foundation. This is our foundation color, concrete color that we're putting in first. Now that canvas is disappearing, but be careful. You should go in a full motion here. You're not going to see a lot of this because we're going to put the the sun setting over that. But when you start to get out here, you want to be careful. You want to make sure your brush strokes go all the way through, because if you stop and do this, when it dries, you're going to see little slots right there, and we don't want that. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to add some more. And flip your brush around. Just like that. Add a little bit more. Okay, now, when you're painting in acrylic, if you're painting over a spot and you feel like your brush is being tugged along, or it's like running over some glue almost, that means your paint is drying and you should not be going over it. You should give it a minute or so to dry up. Okay, and I'm going to give everyone a break. Well, I'm going to take a break here in a minute for all you guys to catch up, but I have, my canvas is dry, so I'm going to go ahead and just start painting over that. This is fun. This is cool. My brush is gliding over my canvas. It's not pulling. It's not being resisted or sliding too much. It's just gliding really nice. Look at this. When your brush is doing one of these things, that means you got something going on. You need to let it dry up a little bit. Okay, my brush is gliding. Just like that. It should be like an ice skater skating over a pond. There we go. Should just be gliding. That's really nice. Okay, now this might take a few minutes to dry because that was on pretty thick. It's drying up right here, and you'll be able to see it. Don't apply it too thick. Think of it like this. You're applying thin sheets of plastic that are laying on top of each other, layer after layer after layer. Okay, that's how it is. That's how acrylic paint works. Okay, I got some canvas showing here. And then every so often, kind of take a step back or move back a little bit. You'll be able to see little pieces of white showing through. You don't want that in there. So that's good. I like that. Okay. You guys should all be right there right now, and you should probably be letting this dry a little bit. Okay, I still have my white. I haven't used my white yet. I'm about to, though. Okay, but I want this to dry a little bit more. I don't want to start mixing that in right now because I want this to be a layer, and then I want the sun setting with its radiant effect going around. I want that to be another layer because I like this. I like it a lot. Okay. Everybody else good? And I understand you can't just turn on your brush and start typing to me. So don't worry about that. I'm just going to make sure everybody's caught up and everybody's good. Shout out to the Barrios family. How's everybody else doing? This is our new Friday nights for a little bit. I'm okay with that. It's not bad. As long as we're doing something cool like this, right? Now, I'm not going to switch my brush. I'm going to keep using this flat brush, okay? But now what I want to do is I kind of want to rinse this out because I want to jump into the yellowish white, and there's too much red. This red will overpower that yellow. Okay, so I'm going to rinse this out. That's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to grab my cup, and I'm going to paint the bottom of my cup. There's still red in there. Can you see that? So I want it out. I'm going to keep doing this. This might take about 20 or 30 seconds. So it's all prep work. You want to get all your prep work done. You want to make sure, this is super important, that you get all this paint out of here, especially if you're painting with white. If you're painting with white right after this, you do not want any red in this because it'll turn pink. Okay, so there's a little bit of red water coming out. That's not bad. It's not a big deal. Set my cup down. Okay, I'm going to go back to the center. I'm going to make my sun. I pushed water out on my paper towel. I don't want a lot of water in here. I don't want it sopping wet. I just want it a little bit saturated. This is still wet right here, but I think it's going to be okay. Maybe. Let's get some white paint on there. Are you ready? I'm going to grab some white, and I'm going to grab a tiny bit of yellow. Look, watch this. I'm just going to grab a corner of that, mix it around. And if you want to see the different contrast of the color, put it up next to the original color you pulled from, and you could tell where you're at. Okay, I got plenty of paint on here. Watch how I paint this circle. Remember I taught you guys how to paint circles and you guys hated me for it? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I want to paint this sun right here. I'm actually going to twirl my brush around, and I'm going to use the brush. I'm using a round brush, a round handle, so I'm able to do this. If you could do it without, go for it, but watch this. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I should have waited for this to dry a little bit more, but it's okay. You can at least see the shape of it. Okay, so there's my outline. Now I'm going to go back and reload and put more white paint on this. It's a little bit tough for me to paint sideways, but I'm going to do it for you guys. There we go. All right, that's cool. Doesn't have to be perfect. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start grabbing more yellow. And I want it to look like this. Because now I'm going to start doing these swirls right around here. Don't cover up the red completely. I still want some of that red to show through. Yes, rinse your brush. Well, no, don't rinse your brush out for this next part. Once you guys paint this, don't rinse your brush out. We're going to start adding some yellow in here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my brush sideways. We don't want to paint flat because the flat painting is going to cover up all that red. I just want to turn it sideways. And I want to do the same movements. I kind of want to go around and use directional painting. We're going to make this cyclone effect. Okay, and don't try to paint these perfect. I want them very imperfect. I'm going to grab some more yellow. Just like that. Here's the start of this. We're creating a really cool radiant effect. Also, I want you guys to know this. This is almost dry, by the way. You guys remember this is paint. If you mess up, paint dries and you can paint right over it again. So don't stress too much. Just have fun. I'm going to incorporate a little bit of red into this party right over here. And this is sort of the color that I want to make right now. Can you guys see that okay? Right there. And I'm going to continue going in a circle. Don't worry about this. We're going to start filling that in right now. And I want different color variations. So now I'm going to add some more red into this little mixture that I just made. And then watch this. More of an orangey effect now. This is where everybody's going to have a really cool different variation, different effect. And now I just want to use like a bright orange. So I'm going to grab some red and a lot of yellow. I want a really cool orange effect. And this is where I'm at right here. Can you guys see this right here? And I'm going to start adding another ring. Ooh, that's cool. The cool thing about this piece is the one I painted before doesn't look like this. They're going to look completely different every single time. So now I'm going to grab some more of this yellow. I like this yellow, but I want contrasting elements. I don't want a pattern right here. I want this. I want a little bit of that over here. And that's cool. But now I want some of this right here. I like that. And I want a little bit of this right there. And we're going to keep doing this and doing this. And there's no technique to this. You just keep putting it wherever you like. I'm going to put some of that here. Yeah, it's a little dark. Throw some yellow in there. Okay, now here's where I'm at. Can you guys see that okay? Now I want to go ahead and start adding some white into that. So now I'm going to incorporate a little bit more white with that yellow mixture that I just made. And it should look like this. Look at all the different colors we have going on. These are all the different shades going on here. Now let's put one on right here on the outside. Right there. And let's do one right here. And let's refill. Use the different angles of the brush and have fun with this. So try it this way and then turn your brush flat and see what it does. But don't overblend. I want to see all these really cool rings in here. Don't overblend though. This is character on your piece. It's really neat. It's a beautiful painting that I picked. I have good taste. All right. So as I'm painting, I have friends that are donating, which is really neat. And again, you guys, I don't ask for funds for this, but if you want to help with the paint kits for the kids, I would totally appreciate that, and they will too. I was going to sell some of my paintings starting last week, but I'm just going to give them out as rewards for people helping me out, and I totally appreciate that. And if you can't donate funds or materials, don't worry about it. We just want everybody to have fun. That's it. And everyone to enjoy this time. All right, I like this. This is cool. But I don't want to get too carried away with this. So I'm going to grab some red and I'm just going to go over some of these areas. This. And I'm going to turn my brush flat ways and I'm going to go right over this very gently. I want this to almost barely touch the canvas. I like that. That's pretty cool. So if you would like to donate, I have a PayPal. My PayPal is wildcat1953@msn.com. That's PayPal. And I have a Venmo, and the Venmo is Chris Hernandez 77. And I would greatly appreciate that, you guys. That's awesome. Again, I'm not promoting or being some of these hey, for 3 easy payments, blah blah blah. But it does help you guys, I promise. And I truly appreciate those who have helped us out with the paints and different different funds for canvases. Yesterday, Amy and I drove around and hit pretty much every dollar store to find canvases because these are all back ordered through Blix. So I ordered some paints through Blix. Got a lot of those. We ordered some brushes. We should have a bunch of brushes by Tuesday. And we'll have more canvases for sure for the kids for the Harry Potter painting. So I'm going to get in here. Leave this pure white. I want that pure white. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with some yellow. And I kind of want to do this right here. And I covered that up a little bit, but it's okay. Oh, look at that. That's nice. And then this red's a little too much, so I might add a little bit of orange in there. You guys are all going to have different versions of this too, like I said. So use your brush. See how I'm using my brush? I'm just kind of twirling it with my finger. Just relax your hand. That's rad. I love that. Okay. I'm going to let that dry up a little bit more. It's still a little bit wet because I don't want to put white paint in there and then rinse it out and then put white paint in there again and rinse it out and do red, then rinse it out. I want to save that for last. So, but I'm going to give a little bit of love down here to this, but look how I do this. I just want a little bit right there, a little bit this way, a little bit right up here, just a little bit. And break them up. Use the side of your brush when you're painting these. Just like that. Maybe a little small one right here. Remember, this is going to be covered up with trees, and there's going to be a little lake down here with an awesome, really cool reflection. I'm going to put a little bit more right up there. I'm really happy with this. It's coming out really good. I'm very happy with this. Is everybody doing okay? Now, I want to show you something else. It's not too big of a deal, but on the painting here, there's some clumping going on in these little areas. Just leave it. You don't want too much of those, especially at the beginning stages, but towards the middle or whatever, it's really not a big deal. I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to add some yellow right here. There we go. I want to add some more yellow right here. And guess what? I think I'm going to add some more yellow right here. Just a little bit. See how I'm only doing one portion right there, and I might come down here, throw a little bit of yellow down there. Look at this. What I'm creating here now is actually a design element called movement. Your piece has movement now, okay? Just remember that. There'll be a quiz on this, right? Creating movement. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm not going to rinse it out. And I'm going to grab a little bit of whitish yellow right here. Add some more white to that. And I want to just go over some of these areas just very gently. I use the flat part of my brush and I didn't push down really hard. I kind of barely just grazed over it. I'm not going to paint my hand, even though I don't mind. But I'm going to go like this right here. And I might do a little bit of that right here. And maybe a little bit right here. Oh, that's cool. Right up here. Right through here. Now I still want that red to show. Remember that orangish, like dark reddish orange that we created at the bottom? It's still coming through because it was layered properly. Okay. I like this whimsical effect. I love the movement going on. Now I'm going to go ahead and rinse my brush. I think I'm done with this, and I want to start focusing on the middle part, which is the white. I'm going to rinse my brush out. Ethan, you're going to be stuck with me as your teacher forever, and you're going to keep getting quizzes. Too bad. How many of my students are out there right now? Got my Oak Hills kiddos out there right now watching. Okay, I don't want any paint in here, any red paint, because I'm going to be painting with white in just a second. So this isn't bad. Okay, did you see that? It's not too bad. Now I'm going to pull off a lot of that water onto my paper towel. This is pretty dry, so here we go. I want a little bit of yellow, and you guys, I'll pull some over here so you can see it. Here's going to be my sun. I'm going to pull this right over here. I'm going to add a little drop of yellow, just a little bit, because I don't want it pure white, but I do want some yellow in it. Okay. Let's go back to this right here. See how I did that? I just twirled the brush around. Use the brush to your advantage. There we go. I like that. Still in the awkward stage. It's all good. We're going to get past that. Okay, and now what you don't want to do is you don't want to keep painting over that. You're going to want to let it dry. We're going to be using some more white in a little bit. So let me put one more coat of paint on. Don't just goop it on there real thick because it won't make it any better. I just want a decent layer on there. And I'm going to move forward. And I'm going to go back to this in a little bit. And it'll be dry, especially when I start doing the reflection. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse out my brush. And we're going to be painting this mountain background. And we're going to be using red and blue to make green. Just kidding. Red and blue make purple. So you're going to have red out. You're going to have some blue out just a little bit. You actually want to do half and half. And you're going to want some white. We're going to start with the darker purple first. And we're going to go and paint from dark to light. Don't really want to paint from light to dark. It's not fun. Rinsed out my brush. My brush is nice and flat. You can do this one of two ways. You can use the flat brush, or you can use the round brush to do all this. I'm going to use the round brush. See if you guys can see that okay. And I'm going to do my best to draw a line at the bottom. I'm going to show you guys where to do that. Okay, so let me get my paints out first. I got plenty of red out already. Now, if you're following along with me, especially my palette, I'm going to put my blue like right over here because I have the last part over here. It's going to be for black. But I don't want the blue here because blue and yellow make green. I don't want any green in this. There we go. You guys could use less. Remember, I'm using an 11 by 14 canvas. You guys using an 8 by 10, definitely go with something smaller. All right, here we go. Here's your color theory study today, your lesson. We're going to get red. Now, I don't want to dip the blue into the red because I might need that red later. So I'm going to make a little area right over here. And this is going to be my purple playground. Right over here. I want darker. It's reddish purple right now. I want it darker, so I'm going to add a little bit more blue. Okay. Now, that's really, really dark. I don't want it too dark. Here we go. This is how it looks. Look at that's a dark purple right now. It's almost black. I'm going to grab a little bit of white. Throw that in there. It's a little too much, but it's okay. Throw a little bit more blue in there. It's trying to go in there. Careful the way you pellet your plate. Okay, there we go. That's what I want. You don't want to contaminate your paint. You don't want to grab blue all over your brush and grab a little bit of red and then you end up putting a big clump of blue in there. Then it got to start over. Okay, so I want to draw this in. I'm going to pull my brush around and roll it and lift it up so I get a point. It's not a super fine point. I'm not going to be able to write sentences with it. But what I want to do now is I want to get my fingers, do a space like this, and I want to put a line right here. Okay, whatever I do on one side, I want to do on the other side. So I'm going to go up a little bit higher, like right here. Okay. So you're going to get your finger, and whatever you did right here, you're going to go right across, and you're going to put another mark right there. And you could even go right in the center here because this is where they're going to intersect. And you're going to draw a line with your paintbrush. Is that right? No, it's off a little bit. Hang on, right there. And right up here. You're going to want to draw a line that goes from here across, just like that. Yeah, my line's crookeder than a dog's tail. But I'm okay with that because now I could adjust it. That's not bad. See my crooked line? It's all right. I meant to do that. Remember, when you're painting, you always meant to do that. Never say, oh, I messed up. I don't know what to do. I mean, now you know what to do. You just tell them you meant to do that. Okay. I'm going to go up just a little bit. I want to create this mountainscape right here. Watch how I do this. I'm going to go like this. You guys see that okay? You could always adjust this too later on. I like that. And I'm going to fill that in with that same dark purple that I made. Relax, take your time, don't speed paint. I know the misconception is everybody that paints on YouTube or draws makes these 100-mile-an-hour drawings and paintings. Call them show-off paintings. They don't really teach you anything. They just try to show everybody that you could paint everything and draw everything, which you can't in super fast motion. Now, my brush, I'm like pushing it down all the way so that the belly of that brush opens up. Remember, get more paint. If you have to make up some more purple, try to keep that same tone. But I'm going from dark to light, remember. I'm going to make up some more purple here. You can have a reddish purple or a bluish purple, if that makes sense. You got to be careful. Keep it consistent. If it's not consistent, I guess it's not too big of a deal. Because watch what we're going to do next. I'm filling this in. This is going to have to be layered too, because we're going to see the canvas through. So here's where we're at. I'm not done yet. I'm not going to move forward and leave everyone behind. All right. Add some more red and blue together. You guys are going to be expert color mixers when you're done with this quarantine thing with me. But don't go to Lowe's and apply there as a color mixer because you'll be competing with people like me. And you might get the job over me because you're better looking than me. Just kidding. Here we go. I'm going to add more paint. Now, if you notice right up here, try not to make these lines too straight up here. Mix it up a little bit. Make it look like a mountain range. Move your brush around real slow. Make all these little nooks and crannies up here. Okay? No straight lines. You see that right up there? And I'm going to go all the way across and do that. That's good. Now, this side here is going to be covered with some trees, and some of this is going to be covered. So I really want to make sure that this looks cool. Okay. Now, with the dark version of this, get some more paint out. I want you guys to go along your mountain range. Be very, very careful. You want these to look like they're little tiny trees. So all I'm going to do is go from here and just flick a little bit of the brush upward. Just to give it the appearance that these trees are, I'm going to zoom in on here. I'm going to zoom in the old school way. And you're just going to do a little bit of this. There's no technique to this. Just pull up some paint. You guys see that okay? Cool. I'm going to put some more paint on my brush. Don't make them all the same size. Do different, do a variation. Just like that? What a cool technique, huh? Try to keep them all going straight up. You don't want any hanging off to the side. I'm cool with that. Now, there's 3 types of color tones when you're painting with me, or when you're painting in general. You have your highlights, you have your midtones, and you have your shadows. What we just painted here, those are our shadows. Next, we're going to create our midtones. And if you want to see what's going on here, paint a little swatch off to the side of your palette. You want something that's 2 to 3 shades lighter than this right here. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that same mixture I made. We don't need a ton of it. Okay, it's a little bit bluish, so I want to add some more red. And there's where I want to be, but that's dark. I want my midtones. Right there. I don't know if you guys can see that okay. As long as it's 2 to 3 shades lighter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and scumble in. When I mean scumble, I'm just going to pop the brush and hit these little areas right here. I'm going to zoom in again because there's no technique to this. Bob Ross couldn't have done it any better. Just get your brush and pop it around. These are your midtones. You're creating what's called another design element, texture. Again, don't worry too much about this area here because this area is going to be covered up. Okay. And now I'm going to add some more white because I want my highlights. Here's my 3 different colors right here. My shadows, my midtones, and my highlights. Now, very carefully, all I'm going to do with the highlight part is I'm going to go into the top part of the mountain, not the very top, but I'm just going to go in and pop a little bit of these highlights just in little certain areas. Don't put any at the top, leave that dark up there. Don't put too many highlights. We want to see those dark purple mountains underneath too. All right. Boy, it's awful quiet. No one's talking. Oh, wait. No one's in here right now. It's just me. I wish you guys were all here, though. When this is all over, if you're from the high desert, I would love to invite you guys and do a big old giant paint party to celebrate and see you guys in person and shake hands again and hug. No more elbows and virtual social distancing. All right, I'm going to rinse my brush out. I like those mountains. I'm cool with that. Rinse my brush out. Now, the round brush. I'm not touching the bottom yet. I'm just going back and forth. And then I'm going to paint the bottom again. Now, you got to be careful with these round brushes because if you push them down a little too hard, you could actually ruin the shape of the brush. But watch this. I'm pulling the brush and twirling it, getting all that paint out. And there's my tip. I wanted to keep the same shape throughout the entire painting. All right, look what we've done so far, you guys. Isn't that cool? Look at that. This is all going to come together. There's our background. All this is our background. We're going to start painting our midground right now, which the next thing we're going to paint is we're going to put in our really cool yellow reflected lake. We're going to throw a little bit of alizarin crimson. I'm going to teach you guys how to make that color right now. Maya, you having fun? That's awesome. Guess what? You guys get to escape and hang out, and you guys are picking up a new thing to do. I just want everybody to have fun and to just stay busy and find things to do to force yourself to stay inside. Right now, it's just a little stinky out there, and just want to make sure you guys have different tools in your toolbox. This is one of them. All right. Do you guys want a few minutes? Do you want me to start? Do you guys want me to continue painting? Do you want me to wait a few minutes? Tell you what, I'm gonna get a glass of water. Give me 1 second. No, I'm not going to drink my paint water. All right, I'll drink my paint water. It's just something I have to do, I guess. There's paint water. You should not drink your paint water. It's non-toxic. I'm not going to drink my paint water. I got to be a better example to the kids. I'm a teacher too. I shouldn't even be doing that. Bad habit. Okay. Aurora, is Tanner painting too, Serena? Put this right over here. I'll give you guys a few minutes. Guys, stand up, take a stretch break, right? Oh, boo. Yeah, take a stretch break. You guys stand up. Hope you guys are having fun. It's really neat. My friend, very good friend of mine, he was my supervisor years ago at Best Buy, but very, very good friend of mine. Cesar Ramirez and his family are painting along. And Cesar sent me a picture where I was on their giant big screen TV in the living room. And I thought that was neat. Like, wow, look at me. I'm on your TV. I'm sitting there right in the living room with you guys. So that's really neat. You need more plates. Yes. Dollar store. Get a big old giant pack of these. And then when you're done, you go and it's not going to come up. Once the acrylic paint is dry, it's dry. So I could throw black paint over that and it won't compromise the color. So, oh, my Venmo is Chris, Chris, Hernandez, Hernandez, 77. Chris Hernandez, 77. And again, you guys, thank you for helping me and Amy out with with this. That's pretty awesome. I don't know if you guys saw my post on Instagram or on Facebook. Yes, thank you, Maya. Maya is my TA, and I totally rely on her anyways to do these things. So Maya, you rock. You're awesome. Anytime I walked into a classroom and saw Maya, I was like, oh yeah, my day is going to be easy. This girl is on it. She didn't put up with anybody. I loved it. It's awesome. So anyways, we got some movement here. This is our composition. Now, I want you guys to remember something too. When you paint things like this, you're either going to have what's called a sky painting or a land painting in a composition. This is going to be a sky painting because about 90%, 85 to 90% of it is going to be the sky. That is a good composition. And then the rest is going to be land or water. If this were to go the other way, we would have our water and our reflection and everything right up here with a little bit of sky. Okay, that is a good composition. You never want to make a painting that's half and half. It's bad form. It's confusing to the viewer. Okay, it's almost like having 2 to 3 movie stars in the same movie that are competing with each other and trying to fight over who is the star of the show. Star of the show is going to be this right here, and then the co-star is going to be the cool reflection it's leaving behind. Does that make sense? So you're going to have a sky painting or a land painting. You never want right down the center. You never want your horizon line right in the center, then have your sky and your land. Okay. Good. I'm glad you guys are having fun. She's painting for Tanner. It's awesome. I miss Tanner. I miss all my kids. But I can't get enough of them. I miss them all. They were like my daily routine to go into a classroom and see them or see them on campus or to hear them yell my name across campus. It meant a lot to me. It was so cool. We'll get back there. We have good technology. We have good people that want to fix our current problems. And that's why it's important for the next generation. You guys are going to take care of us. So you guys work your butts off for us. Do good in school or your trade or whatever you're doing. Because I always tell my children this, you guys are going to take care of us one day. You're going to take care of the earth. You're going to take care of all these things. All right, I'm ready to move forward. Are you guys ready? Her plate is a masterpiece. Oh, you're funny, Riley. That's all good. Hey, if you don't have a good painting when you're done or you don't think so and your plate looks awesome, you could frame this instead, you know? Right? Okay, I'm going to start with my yellow. I'm going to start right over here. I'm going to make my reflection, my reflected lake. Are you guys ready? Kaylee? Oh, yeah. I know her. That's awesome. She's painting along too. What's up, kiddo? Mr. Hernandez misses you guys. All right, I gotta stop that. I'm gonna start crying on my YouTube live feed. I don't want to do that. Sorry, guys, I'm a crier. I told all my seniors this year at graduation, I'm gonna cry and it's gonna suck. But they're good tears. Okay, so I pulled out some new yellow right over this. This is dry, completely dried up. I want to make a little bit darker version of my lake. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add a little bit of white. We're gonna work once again from dark to light. So I don't want any orange. I don't want any blue. This is about the color that I want right here. And again, we're gonna work from dark to light. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go right up here and I'm gonna start my yellow here. And I'm going to go halfway to my canvas. So the halfway mark of the canvas, I'm going to put a little mark right there. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that okay. I'm just going to draw this out first so you don't get confused. But I'm going to start right up here. And I'm going to go down to about right there. Hey, Joel. You want to say hi to everybody real quick? Come on, just say hi to everybody real quick.
Hello, everyone.
Come over here and show your face a minute.
Do I have to?
Yes. Okay. Hurry up. Right here. Poke your face in right here. On this side. This is my senior here. Class of 2020. You covering your face? That's Joel. That's our senior. We love Joel. Joel is the greatest baker ever. Joel bakes heaven. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I probably didn't want to do that, but I'm going to paint across here. And I'm going to go over a little bit more. Now, if you want to fix that later, we can go back and fix that with darker. I'm not too concerned about that. It's a little bit off, but it's okay. And so there's the middle, and I want to go over to about right here. And I want to make it come out this way. So let me show you guys this. So I went from here down to here, the middle of my canvas. So this is the shape you should have. And then I went over just a little bit. So the same width that's here, I probably made that about right there. Now you want this to go, you don't want it to go straight up and down. You want it to go at this angle like this. Make your line go at that angle. And you're not going to brush it whichever way. You're going to use directional painting. So I'm going to grab some of that paint and I'm going to brush straight across here. And yellow is my absolute least favorite color because it has to be layered and layered and layered. But this time it's going to be gorgeous. So I'm going to brush over some yellow here. And I'm going to let that dry up a little bit. Now watch what I do here. I want to break that up by adding these lines. Not right over here, because the water is going to meet red right here. Okay. That's drying. Now, while we were having all this fun, this is completely dry. So I'm going to actually rinse my brush out. Really good, because I actually got some darker color in there and didn't want to. So make sure you're rubbing it on the paper towel and you're actually wiping it on the paper towel, pulling it away, because paint builds up right here, right where the metal part meets the brush. Okay. So I'm going to grab this white color again with a little bit of yellow, and I'm going to go back in here. That's a little too yellow, but I kind of like it. We're going to add one more layer on here anyways. Look at that. All right. Let that do its thing. Let it dry up. We're probably going to layer it one more time. But now what I want to do, remember, we have our shadows, our midtones, and our highlights with this painting. So now I want to go a little bit lighter. So I'm going to incorporate that mixture I just made for the original lake color. I'm going to add a little bit more white. And I'm going to brush across. Just like this. I like those streaks I'm putting in there. But again, if you didn't put enough and you liked it, too bad. You got to go over it again. So be happy with it. Paint over it one more time. See, I got some spots right there that I got to fix, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to let that dry up. Here's where I'm at. Can everybody see that? All right. Try to cover that up a little bit. Yes. Okay. Now I put paint on that. I'm going to leave it. Don't touch it because I'm trying to cover up that little boo-boo that I just made. Bob Ross says there's no mistakes, only happy accidents. But sometimes you have an accident. And it's not a happy accident. It's a frustrating accident. Okay. Do you see this ripple effect I created using those brush strokes? You do directional painting and you just do a little bit. And don't try to make them consistent. Make them a little bit wavy. Right? So now I'm going to grab a little bit more white on that. And I'm going to make these little highlights of like the ripples. Don't push down on the brush all the way. Use the tip of the brush just to barely touch that on there. Relax your hand. I see a lot of you going through really fast. Don't do that. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's cool. I like it. I dig it. Check that out. Can you guys see that okay? Let me shut this light off a second. Can you guys see that a little bit better? Okay. Turning my light back on. All right. Now, I'm not worried about this area. We're going to put a really cool little island. You guys been to Big Bear before? This is what this kind of reminds me of, Big Bear. I used to go fishing there all the time when I was a kid with my dad. And there's always this little area by Boulder Bay is what it was called. That's kind of what we're going to do here. Okay, so check this out. Here we go. I want you guys to take a deep breath. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I promise the thing you think is going to be the hardest, the trees, is not going to be hard at all compared to this. A little bit of a challenge. Okay, I'm not rinsing my brush out. I want to make a little area right here of that paint that I used, and I want to add a little bit of red. Just a little bit. Because I want this orangey color. I want to blend these colors together like this, okay? We made this little piece of the puzzle right here. And now I just want to add a little bit of that orange color right here. Just like that. Little bit. Jason. Oh, Camp Crystal Lake. Old Mike Myers, right? Okay, and I'm going to push the brush a little bit. I'm going to drag this paint over just a little bit. But watch how I do this. I'm going to push this paint out just a little bit because I want some of those colors to bleed into each other. Okay. Now I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm not going to rinse it. And I want to grab a little bit more red, just a little bit. Be very, very careful when you do this part. Here's this orange color that I made. I want to throw a little bit of that in here. Okay, so I'm going to go right over here. Just going to pull a little bit of orange right there. Right there. Right there. There. Now, I'm going to wipe my brush off. Don't rinse it. I'm going to grab the same yellow. I need to come back here a little bit more. And I'm going to go over this. It's still wet. I'm going to barely go over it with the yellow that's on my brush. Graze over it, and you're going to blend it out just a little bit. Don't let it dry up. Go over it just a little bit. That's where I'm at right there. Remember when you're painting too, don't paint straight lines. You want to paint these, the shape of these waves. Just a little bit. And then with that same color, I want these to blend together. So I'm going to go over this a little bit more, not too much. Not too concerned. This is not a blending class. I don't want you guys to think that you have to blend everything and everything has to be perfect. I'm cool with that. I'm going to leave it. Big Bear's fun. I haven't been there in a long time. I'm going to rinse my brush out. Really good. I'm going to make next. I want to give you guys a minute. I'm going to give you a second. I'm going to drink some water. Stare at my other hot dog I haven't eaten yet. Roberto, are you painting still? Roberto's my student at Oak Hills. He's a senior this year. He actually came to help me distribute paint kits yesterday. Amazing young man. Him and I have been swapping recipes. So he's a cook as well, and I like seeing the students email me like, "Hey, check this out. I'm cooking this or I'm drawing that." And that's really neat. And so yeah, I appreciate that, bud. I appreciate any help that we get. I promise. It's really neat of you guys that everybody's coming together and helping out. People come in my studio and they see all my art supplies and like, whoa, and I tell them, no, you don't understand. I've been collecting these things for like the last 15 years. I didn't just go buy this overnight. This stuff is expensive. I'd buy 2 or 3 brushes a year, and one year I saved up money and just bought an airbrush. I had to wait a few months to buy the compressor, so that wasn't fun, buying an airbrush, not being able to use it right away. That stuff's expensive though. So take care of your supplies, save, check out things that you like, try things out. Oh no. It's stressful, I'm sorry. But Roberto, I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you coming out and helping me out yesterday. That was really neat. And everybody else who came out to meet me. Probably start meeting in different areas, and I've been just kind of dropping things off in people's trunks for them, just so we're social distancing and all that other fun stuff. So, well, not fun, but okay. I'm gonna make this alizarin crimson color. Are you guys ready? It's gonna be red and blue with some white. It's gonna be probably about 95% red and I don't know, a little bit of blue and just a little bit of white. Just a little bit of white. We don't want it too. So we're going to use more red than anything, but I'm going to go ahead and start making this. First of all, my brush is not completely dry. It's not sopping wet either. Throw brushes. Didn't we talk about this last time, Christopher? You used to be able to come in my studio and see all these blots all over the ceiling, and everyone's like, "Whoa, you got paint up there." Nope. I sent a brush airborne. Boom. Threw that thing across the room. Don't do that anymore, though. I just walk away. Okay. I'm going to make some alizarin crimson color right here for the water. Now, we don't need a lot. We just need a little small section. I'm going to grab a little bit of blue. Just a little bit. I'm going to mix that in. Just a little bit. And I'm going to grab some white. And it's going to make this cool pinkish, bluish, alizarin crimson color. And of course, same thing with the water. We're going to have our shadows. We're going to have our midtones and our highlights. I'm, of course, going to start with the darker part here. And I'm going to paint right here at the bottom. So I'm not going to go all the way up to the top because this is going to be blocked. But I'm going to go down here at the bottom. Paint, make sure you're painting not straight lines. You want to paint just like this. You want these little fingers coming out. Remember this whole interlocking thing, okay? Just like that. That's what we're doing here. Christopher, I'm glad you're watching over there, and I really enjoy watching you paint. It's relaxing and fun. I like hearing your voice is relaxing, and got the Carlo Rossi burgundy, which is what I grew up on. I'm half Italian, so my grandpa, we finished a jug of that Carlo Rossi and we fill it up with pennies. Okay, so here's where I'm at here. I want these to be all different sizes. I don't want them all to look the same. So here's where I'm at here. I want to paint the sides too because I'm going to hang this up. Or I'm probably going to sell this. Use the funds for my supplies. So I told you guys I would be doing that. Okay, there is my shadows. Next will be my midtones. So I'm going to incorporate. Oh, I like your voice. You're good, man. And I appreciate that, Chris. You spread a lot of happiness with that. Okay. So let me do this before. Here's my midtones. Here was my shadows. I should have done that for you before. Shadows, midtones, and our highlights are going to be next. So now I have my foundation laid down of this water. I want to start doing the same thing we did over here with that yellow, but I'm going to start painting little waves as a continuation. So if these are going this way, I'm going to go here and go whoop, just like that, and paint some midtones on there. Okay. Can you see it now? Awesome. Let that dry up a little bit. This isn't like an alizarin crimson color. You guys ever want to make alizarin crimson? Bob Ross talks about that very often, along with his squirrels and his happy trees. It's just red, cadmium red, little tiny drop of blue, and some white. It's alizarin crimson. Speaking of white, I'm going to add some more white in here and make my highlights. Look at that. It's almost pinkish now. You want to be very easy on this. You want to start to go ahead and add some of these little waves in here. No straight lines. Remember, they're waving around a little bit. No patterns. Break the patterns up if you have any. Here's where we're at. Is everybody following along? You guys good? Thumbs ups? Yep, I can see them. You don't have to do it. I can see them. Except you. I'm watching you. I'm watching you on your, yep, you in the living room. Yes, I can see you. Just kidding. I don't see you. All right, I'm going to wipe this brush off. I'm not going to rinse it. I'm going to wipe it off with my paper towel, but I'm going to be very careful because I want to keep a point on it to put in my highlights. I'm going to add some white. It's going to be probably about 95% white with a little bit of that crimson color that we just made. And I want to start adding these highlights right. Ooh, look at that. Small, make them small. The smaller, the better. Oh, my son's home. You get to see Noah. You ready? Here comes Noah. Hey, Noah.
Hello.
Say hi to everybody. So Noah works at Target. He's an essential worker. He's gonna come home. We have a bottle of lacquer thinner. We bathe him in lacquer thinner and gasoline, and we burn his shoes every single night. And we buy him a new pair of shoes, cheap ones though. Just kidding. Noah works at Target, and he's very safe over there. He works very hard, and he wants everyone to know that he appreciates people being nice and patient. So that's what everybody should be doing. All right, I'm good with that. Now I want to put some highlights of white on my yellow. I'm going to rinse my brush out really good. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to dump my water since my sink is like a few feet behind me. You guys should probably do the same thing right now. Now's a good time. Go ahead and get your murky water. Dump it out, and we're going to use black in just a few minutes, but I don't want any red colors or pink on my highlights when I put these highlights here. So I'm going to go ahead and just rinse my cup out. I'll be right back. Brand new cup of water. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush out one more time, my round brush. And as you can see in your water, some more paint came out. So I'm glad that we did that. Now I'm going to grab some of this white right here. And I want to be very careful with this white. And I'm going to add some little ripples on my lake right here, right here, right here. And I want there to be one that puts these two together. Kind of ties them in together. There's a best friend hot dog over there for you.
Sweet.
Yeah. Los Angeles style. I miss Los Angeles. I miss being at the Dodger games. I miss going to Pink's Hot Dogs. Just going to the museums over there. One thing I don't miss is the air. Yuck. Come up to the high desert. I could actually see the stars at night. I'm going to keep dropping these highlights in. And I'm going to put more towards the back here. Oh, that's coming out good. That's cool. I like that. I'm good with that. You guys good with that? Ooh. All right. Now that our brush is cleaned out, I'm going to go back and put one more layer on my sun here. And now, look at that. Canvas is all. I like that. It's all good. Rinse my brush out. Everybody good? This is the best part. We're going to make the foreground next. Are you guys ready? Make sure everything's dry though. This is dry. I told you, use the back of your finger. That's dry. This is dry. We're going to put stuff in right here. That's dry. The only part that should be wet right now is this, and that's okay because we're not touching that anymore. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Is everybody ready? Can I move forward? All right. I'm going to find a spot on my plate here that's dried up. This is all dry right here. I'm going to put black right there. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this white right here. Remember this shape that we made? We're just going to paint over that, and we're going to put some grass pieces coming up here in just a second. And then we're going to make this shape right up here. Let's fill this in first. I'm actually going to put my canvas there. No, I'm going to keep it right there. Using my flat brush. And I'm just going to paint. I'm left-handed, so I'm painting from left or from right to left, but over here so you guys can see it. For your sake. Here, I'll go this way too. And remember to paint your sides. You want that covered up. You want that yellow to touch right up there. Okay, same thing with the black. You're going to have to layer it, so don't put it on really super thick because it will take forever to dry. That's good. Now I want my brush to be super thin and flat because I'm going to be drawing or painting this right here. And this is going to come out a little bit. Probably I'm going to go up to about right here. And I'm going to paint a line that goes from here straight across just like that. So a line from here to here. And all I'm going to do is make this heel that goes from here back. I'm going to make sure you don't cover this yellow up. I want to see some of this yellow like it's going behind this little island right here. It's going to go up to about right there. And then you turn your brush sideways to paint flat and to utilize all that space and get it knocked out carefully. You want to be very careful when you go on the bottom here. You don't want to paint over that nice straight line that you guys just made, if it is straight. If it's not, don't worry about it. Okay. So now it looks like this water is traveling behind here. So this is our background, this is our midground, and now we're going to be painting our foreground. This is going to have to be layered. Here's the fun part. Are you ready? Does everybody have that? Because this is the next best part of this painting. We call it a bravery test. You ready? Here we go. You're going to load your brush up with a lot of black paint. But you want it flat. So what you're going to do is you're going to push down back and forth because you're going to want to paint with a straight edge. This is what the great Bob Ross calls your bravery test. You're going to take this beautiful background you made and you're going to paint a tree right down the center of it. but you're going to paint a line that's going to go from here down to here. Now, whenever I paint or I draw, I always tell my students, make sure in your mind you have a starting point and a stopping point. So this would be your midpoint here, and this is your end point. It's almost like when you're crossing the street, you don't just look down and start walking. You look both ways and you say, I'm going to go from here to that spot right over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right up here, and I'm going to make a line that goes down just like that. I'm going to turn my canvas this way a little bit, just for my sake, so I can paint. Please don't make this super straight. Think of a tree trunk. If you make it too straight and perfect, it's going to look a little cartoony. So I'm just going to get my brush this way, right up here. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go straight down. Boom. There's 1. And I want this a little bit thicker. And I'm going to push down on the brush as I get closer to the bottom so it thickens up. Load up more paint. I'm going to put 1 more next to it. This is going to be his little brother. It's going to go from here down to right here. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't want it. I'm scared. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Guys, get that? Let's do it. Just do the 1, 2, 3 thing, and then just do it. 1, 2, 3, and just like you're jumping in a pool when you're a kid. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry up for a minute. We're gonna do a 1, 2, 3s over here on this side too. Ready? You guys want me to wait a minute? Or are you guys good? Here we go. This side, I'm gonna start with a bigger tree right up here. Now remember, it has to be thinner than these. I might thicken these up a little bit, but this is further back. If you make these trunks thick over here, you don't want to do that. You're going to take away the illusion that they're far away. So I'm going to paint them thinner. There's 1, 2, 3. I'll put 4 in. What the heck? I like it. Okay. I'm going to go through and make this one a little bit thicker. There we go. I like that. All right. I want my brush really super flat. I'm going to push back and forth. I want it flat because I'm going to make the branches. Here's what I'm going to do. Are you ready? I'm going to start up here. Let's start on this tree right here first. I'm going to pop my brush like that, and I'm going to keep the same shape and go out just a little bit. Just like that. Let me push this up so you guys can see it. Don't make them next to each other. Stagger them a little bit. So here it is. Make it go out just a little bit. And again, thicker. Usually you could do this with a fan brush, but you could do it anyway. It doesn't matter as long as it works. Here's another one. Now break up the pattern. Don't leave patterns on these trees. If you have patterns on this, it's obvious that it was rubber stamped almost. You don't want that. A little bit thinner out towards the end, just like that. And then to break this up a little bit, I might throw a little bit right there, a little bit right there. And here we go. There. I want some to be out further than the others. And here we go again. A little bit down. A little bit right there. Ooh, there was some wet paint there still. That's all right. I'm gonna leave that. Does that look cool? And you keep working your way down. As you get further down, they're gonna get a little bit bigger. And you can make some of them go up. And you can make some of them go down. Don't put too much paint because you want to see the texture that we created. So I'm actually going to wipe some of this off. Use the shape of the brush to make the texture. See how I'm popping that on there? Bounce to the other side. Well, no, I'm going to go down a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay, there's one tree. Don't overdo it. There is an overdoing. You don't want to do that. Now let's go to the other tree over here. As long as you keep doing that same pattern with your brush, just keep working your way down. I'm going to put this back. You guys get the idea, though. Just don't make them right across from each other. Put a branch here, and then go down a little bit and put a branch right down there. And don't put too much paint. Kind of want that effect. And some of these bare branches right here, I'm just going to grab the corner of my brush, put a little bit down there. We don't want any straight lines. Want some texture on there. You guys hanging in there? Hanging tough? Right. Whatever we did here, we're going to do here, but smaller version. Got to be very careful because you want to keep this bigger. It's in the foreground. This is in the midground. So I'm going to do this. The same thing we did, but just smaller version of it. Very gentle, like you're just popping in there with your hands. It is is it New Kids on the Block? Yeah, well, that was actually a saying that the 101st Airborne used to use first before New Kids on the Block did that. The Screaming Eagles of the 101st Airborne would say, hang tough, because they were paratroopers. So again, little version of what we just did right over here, but very careful. You don't, the instant you make these big, you take away that illusion that they're way back there. Okay, we're creating a sense of depth. Shh. Yeah, right. I hated New Kids on the Block. I think all the boys hated New Kids on the Block in junior high. And the Backstreet Boys. You know, I met the Backstreet Boys. They were really nice to me. They were super cool guys. I still don't like them, but they were really nice to me. I met AJ and oh gosh, I don't remember the other guys' names. They were nice. Okay, there's one. Here's another one. Be very careful. Don't rush through this because it's the end of the road right here. You come so far and you worked so hard doing this. Can you guys see what I'm doing? This is coming out pretty rad. I love it. Be very careful on the paint on this. Don't put too much paint because you'll take away that effect. Just scumble that in very carefully. Okay, not done yet, but that looks good. I like it. Add a little bit more here. Remember, if it's darker and then you pop in black on your brush that's almost like gone, it kind of gives it an effect that it's like thinning out. I like that. That's cool. I don't like that. It's annoying me. It's really bugging me. I have severe OCD, guys. I'm really sorry. Yes, I've been diagnosed with it. I'm not just somebody who says, I have OCD. If you ever come in my studio, you'll say, yeah, you got OCD. But it's beautiful. It's glorious. Okay. I'm going to add more black because it's thin right here. And now here comes my second layer of black. On this island here and this landmass right here. Yeah, that looks good. Guys all having fun? Is this painting everything you guys thought it was going to be? Because I think it is. I'm going to rinse my brush out, and I think I'm done with this brush. And I'm going to go back to my round brush now. My round brush. And I'm going to add some black to it. Here we go, grass. Very little pressure on the canvas. Please don't make giant blades of grass and make them going this way, that way, back and forth. No patterns. Okay, can y'all see that? That was for Chris, by the way. I said y'all. My friends back east. My Texan friends like to say y'all. Break up that line that we just put up. Do different variations. Do thick lines, thin lines, do some taller ones. Maybe not that one, that looked like a giant eyelash, but it's all good. And then come over here and do the same thing, but be very, very careful. You're going to want to just imply that there's some grass popping up right there. Because the instant you put in the same size of grass there, over here, it's going to take that illusion away. So I'm just going to put a little bit right here. Chris, you like that yell, huh? It's all right. Us Californians are stereotyped as saying, "What's up, dude?" We're all like surfer bums or something in California. I did surf though when I lived in Costa Mesa. And I was at the beach like every day. And I didn't talk like a valley girl. Y'all. Paint up my sides. Guess what? I'm done. How's that look, you guys? How's yours looking? Well, I want to sign my piece, but it's wet. So I have my handy dandy hair dryer. I'm going to dry it real quick. Give me a second. Plunk. I think it's time to sign this bad boy. Let's see. Use a smaller brush here. What color should I sign it with? Come on, what color should I sign it with? Who wants a gold star? Come on. What color am I signing this with? Please don't say yellow. Yellow is going to look terrible. White? You got it, Leah. Everybody's so quiet. Nobody's talking. They're just typing.
You're quiet.
Because I'm signing my piece right now.
It's very nice. It's a nice piece.
Thank you. It's gorgeous. I love it. I mean, not as gorgeous as you.
Thank you. Public.
Brownie points.
What would you say?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. Ain't nobody got time for that, huh? Like 550 viewers right now.
No.
Like I'm viral.
You're viral?
Yep, I'm gonna be on CNN. They said later
Are
on
you?
tonight.
Are you a YouTube sensation?
I am.
Are you gonna say, "Hey YouTube,
What's up, YouTube?
what's up YouTube? This is Chris Hernandez here." Right? Just the way Jack.
Chris Hernandez.
There are 39 people in there right now.
There was more, but they all got tired of my bad jokes, so they're like, "I'm out." Dude, Hernandez, I am out.
38 is quite a large show, though. If
But we're gonna have a lot of really cool paintings on here. I'm excited. I'm gonna sign 20. I'm going to call this. I was paint on her cheek. I'm not sure what's going on. That's okay. You're going to find paint in weird places, right, Christopher? Christopher knows. You'll be done with the painting, and then all of a sudden you're taking a shower and you're like, there's a rock in my hair. But nope, it's a clump of dried acrylic. Here it is, everyone. This is my piece, Red Skies. I hope you guys had fun because this was a really cool way for me to spend my Friday night with you guys.
What does red skies mean when you're at the sea?
Red skies at night, sailor's delight. Red skies in the morning, sailor take warning. I used to be a pirate. That's how you could tell. I get on my boat, my ship. Anyways, remember, everybody, don't forget that next Thursday, the of April, April 23rd at 5 o'clock, we will be painting a Harry Potter piece. I want everybody to be on and have fun and join, and I want all the kids, especially if you're a kid up here in the high desert, or even a big kid, and you need canvases, please let us know. We want every kid to be able to paint this, every child. We want them to have fun. So yeah, 5 o'clock on my channel here. So if you guys can, awesome. Yeah, Chris, you are a sailor. That's awesome. My grandfather was in World War II. He was in the Navy. So I saw your pictures. That's rad. So next Thursday, April 23rd, we will be painting a Harry Potter themed piece. Once again, I want you guys to know that I appreciate all the support. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm glad you're going to have fun with this. Yes, please try this. This is going to be a fun piece, okay? I want you guys to try to message me on my Facebook, on my Instagram, or my email. If you're not on my Instagram, please join our Instagram. You can track our book progress, which is going to happen soon. Our third book is almost done. That's at ZP Publishing. And if you're on my Facebook, good luck, because there's like 1,000 Chris Hernandez's in Southern California, probably more. You'll find me. Just look for a good-looking guy with sunglasses on, and you'll find me on my Facebook next to Amy. So you can friend me on Facebook. Please make sure if you do friend me, say, hey, it's me from the paint night or whatever, but just don't send me any videos or anything else because there's a lot of hackers out right now. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, you guys, so much. Again, I want to see everyone's paintings. So again, I want to say thank you to everybody who's donated and helped out with funds or with canvases or brushes. There's so many of you, and you guys, this is not going to go unseen. I promise. I got special gifts for you guys for doing this for us. Thank you for hanging out with me on Friday. I'm gonna stop this video now unless you guys have any questions. Yes, you got your hand up. What's that? Oh yeah, thank you. She said my hair looks great for not cutting my hair during an apocalypse. Just kidding. Nobody said that. I hope you guys had fun. Again, share with everybody. My YouTube channel, Hernandez Designs. Get a bunch of your friends on there. Everybody do Zoom and get together and follow me and do this on Friday nights. And it could be different nights. We don't have to just do Friday nights. So, but next Thursday, the 23rd, April, Thursday, 23rd, 5 o'clock, we're doing a Harry Potter piece. Thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this. And at any point, if you need to watch this video again, give it about an hour and a half to 2 hours. It'll be on my YouTube channel and you'll be able to go back and watch it. So once again, here's my piece. Thank you for hanging out with me, you guys. I hope that you learned something. But most of all, I just want you guys to learn to have fun and relax. Chillax, have fun. Okay, so love you guys. We're all in this together. Have a good rest of your evening. And I'm going to end this now. Bye-bye. Love you guys.